I think it is more of a wish and a hope right now for Justin Pipe. Michael Smith showing no sign of letting him in. Solid leg of darts to leave 130 after 9.
There's no sympathy in this game. There just isn't. I mean, Michael Smith's a great guy. Really, really great with his thoughts and his time. He's got 58. A lot of time for a lot of people. But right now, as a darting mercenary, he's got to be borderline malicious and get rid of Justin Pipe as soon as possible.
Could do it here.
105.
Narrow miss on the bullseye from the bully boy. But it has been a bullying performance. Is that there? It was, but that's not, well.
I genuinely wanted that to go in. But it looks like it's going to be 6-0. And it is. And Michael Smith's record against Justin Pipe continues to impress. A valiant try from Justin Pipe. But he has a lot to think about going into day 4. He made his World Grand Prix debut by getting the last spot on deadline day. But since then, you have to say that maybe he's gone back a step.
95.
So when you look at the situation for both of these players, you could say that this is a really important game for confidence for both of them.
Well, this would be a confidence-boosting start. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. 170 out in the very first leg. That is the bomb. Explosive stuff from Meulenkamp here to kick off this match.
You can't beat someone saying, oh, yes, from Yorkshire. Double, possibly for the match. He'd love to leave 72. And does.
Yeah, that 41 could be the undoing of Adrian Lewis because he's left himself a very, very difficult finish. And it proves to be beyond him in the end. Is the match now beyond him as Meulenkamp steps up for a match-winning 72.
This is for his first win against Adrian Lewis. 2 darts at double 12. And it's a fabulous performance, it has to be said. A 14-dart finish from Ron Meulenkamp takes his average very, very close to 100. He will take on Michael Smith in round 2. And if you think Michael Smith's going to have it all his own way, think again. Well, if you've got things to do elsewhere, cancel them. He was trying to leave 130 or less, and he's turned out to leave 146, which is very doable. 43. But it might put him in a portion of the board that he doesn't want.
He's hit the 3, he's left a bogey number, and Gary Anderson has been allowed 2 visits. And if Stephen Bunting puts 2 trebles in with his first 2 darts here, well, Gary's left himself a double 9. I mean, that's just a mad counting error.
I know the lie was good on that treble 18, but that really wasn't the play. I'm going to look on the bright side. He's left himself a double with 3 darts. And look at that. Irony for Stephen Bunting.
Game shot.
Well, Gary Anderson does pin double 9. Stephen Bunting will be ruin that last start at the previous visit. If he just got into the 19 and not the 3, he might have been able to sneak it away from the Flying Scotsman. But it is the 2-time PDC World Champ who is safely through just about to round 2
of the season, averaging over 85. The ton. He actually defied an average of 107 from Nathan Aspinall to beat him yesterday.
Of course, yeah. You know what? Yep. One of those ones, I knew Nathan Aspinall lost with 107 average. It completely washed over me who beat him because I thought that was the headline from the game. Headline from this game is undoubtedly that Richie Edhouse has been very, very impressive 96. And do not rule out him taking out the 2-time world champion Gary Anderson in round 2, which is surely the match we're going to see set up here. Double 16 will confirm it.
33.
May just confirm it in about 40 seconds time.
$30.
59.
20.
15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8. Oh, close enough. Well done, Richie Edhouse. It is a 6-2 victory. They're the numbers that count. 100 average. And Madhouse gets the job done against the Maximizer. He'll have another crack at the Flying Scotsman.
But here it looked as if Danny Noppert was just going to gallop off into the distance in the early part of the match. O'Connor's hauled himself back into it. Well, he was aiming for the 19s there to try and ensure that he left a finish. And then he went for the treble 20 to try and ensure he left a finish. Didn't get either segment and has just gifted this leg to Danny Noppert.
80 left, so he could go tops. And he is going tops, despite having no need to do so, and he's hitting it absolutely stupendous. That is a 174 setup shot and 131 51 tops from Danny Noppert, all aboard the Showboat.
Has the match in the palm of his hand. Needs a treble. Gets a treble. Double 16.
80.
He's had every chance to win it in this leg, but he hasn't taken it.
Thought he might have looked at 418s for tops, so he ends up looking at that double 16. Noppert missed it.
One score.
And so has Willie. And he has fired his fist into one of his hands, because I don't think he'll be using it for the rest of today.
Game shot.
Double 8 does the job, and Danny Noppert comes through that one with the magpie.
3 darts for the match. He's only going to get one. And it's at the bullseye.
60.
And Mitchell can't find it. He will be kicking himself if Michael Rasztovits cleans this up. Well, he has to be perfect. Needs a treble. Finds a treble. Double 16.
44.
The width of the wire has prevented Rasztovits knocking out Mitchell. Both players now missing darts to win this match.
Yep.
Well, the nerves are just showing there for everybody to see. One dart left, one chance left, and that chance has been missed.
21.
And Scott Mitchell has made a meal of this match. And Michael Rasztovits has done the same at the end of it. Mitchell makes a meal. Rasztovits refuses to gobble it up. Double 1 would be the fitting finale.
2 scored.
But that hasn't gone either. Rasztovits had put his darts back in his case. What a strange case. The finish line itis from Scott Mitchell in this match. Several darts squandered by both players. And now he's in the wrong bed. This is a remarkable finish. And you could not be on a worse double to put an end to this trend. Plays it safe with the first start. And the second. You've got to throw one at it, Scott. And he does, and throws it in it. Well, that is a remarkable way to win the match. An incredible end to this game. 27 darts it took to win that final leg. Scott Mitchell goes through 6-5, and I'm not sure he quite knows how.
Ryan Murray is in huge trouble now, especially with Labanauskas
82.
lining up 60 for the match. You never want to be sitting on 171, ever.
100.
Admittedly, 71 is better, but Labanauskas here will try to pop one in the single right there and pop one at tops. Double 10.
50.
2 match darts missed. Can Murray deny him more in this leg? Likely. Double 8 to save his skin.
63.
And maybe it's just not meant to be for Ryan today. And Labanauskas, who's averaged under 90 in this match. Is surely going through to the next round. And is. It's a fine shot at double five. Ultimately, it wasn't a classic. Ryan Murray will lick his wounds and think about day 4 here at Super Series 2. Watch when he's playing this well. He makes it look simple. Double 10 for 5-0 against someone he's never beaten.
35.
And he's missed it. 170 for Michael Smith. Oh, hello. To start the comeback.
145.
It genuinely might have needed to go.
Double 2.
Game shot.
Great shot. What a perfect thing to see there. Someone missing a 170 on the bull and then someone taking out 5.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not surprised that these two have been meeting a lot more frequently lately, because they're two players that are involved in the thick end of the tournaments, usually. Well, this is the thick end of a 161.
136.
Oh, look at that dart wobble. Just goes to show how much wire it got. Clayton has been warned.
It was resting on the ring.
Game shot.
And Johnny Clayton cashes in. 4-4. What a match this is. 104 the average of this man. But it's Clayton who's taken the last 2 legs and battled back to make it a best of 3 effectively. Championship events at the first Super Series. Clayton won 6-3 in the last 16 at Players Championship 3, and then the following day 6-4, despite an average of 105 from Jose de Sousa. Could be happening again, Jose. Treble 17 and the bull. A remarkable finish, a remarkable string of finishes from Johnny Clayton, who has turned this match around, punished de Sousa for missing darts in 3 legs to get himself on the brink of victory, and Clayton snatches victory from the jaws of defeat to move into the semi-finals here at Players Championship 7. Clayton goes through, and I can confirm he will take on Jason Heaver, one of the new kids on the block. He's beaten Vincent van der Voort 6-4. There will be a bit of a break now before the semi-finals start. They'll start at the same time on both streams, but there is one last 16 match that is just about to finish. That's 5-all. James Wade so far in this semi-final. Can Gabriel Clemens produce a star turn here?
Got to start crushing it, and just seems to have fallen off a little bit since his excellent performance in the quarter-final against Chaz Barstow. Single 18 for the bullseye.
63.
And maybe this is the chance for Clemens to get a foothold. Wade not clocking out in 18 darts, a rarity.
Will just be the 1 dart at tops, a target that he's failed to find already in this match. He was low 46 on that occasion, and he's low on it again.
He can't envisage James missing this, and doesn't. It's always the same route. Whereas other players have toyed with different routes to find success, James has had a plan his whole career, and it's always worked. Well, not always, but most of the time.
I'll tell you what, that glare seems to have done the trick from James Wade, because in contrast to what Wade has done himself, will be gooding for revenge.
140.
Looking for a blockbuster finish here, and it would be one that would really, really hurt Clemens, who's left himself handy.
100.
You get the feeling that if he's got any chance, this has to go. Oh, that's good. Das ist
game shot.
Good. Just knew that was going to go. I was lining it up, and he didn't let me down.
James Wade again, seething. 100 mark in his average now.
Gabriel Clemens' capability as a dart player, it can't be underestimated. Yes, he's been a bit patchy in this game, and patchy today for that matter. But when he gets it right, it's frightening what he can do. Frightening. Frightening.
135.
Pretty good.
Well, maybe James Wade will be feeling afraid, because this is the chance for back-to-back 11 darters
60.
and a break of throw for Clemens, which would effectively turn the tie in his favour.
He's going for the top.
14.
And Wade is not there to punish. That is what he hasn't done in this leg. He will hope
96.
that there is more in the way of missing on the double 16 from Clemens. However, it's a good guide.
Game shot.
And there is no missing. We have a level game after 10. And this has been turned around, baby.
Well, James Wade, let's not...
140.
But it's a finish where it's a 60, a small number, and a tops. Or we could see Clemens get off the canvas
65.
with a haymaker right here. Could he? He can't. And his race should be run.
65.
Well, James Wade raced
Game
ahead,
shot and the match. James
wobbled in the middle as Gabriel Clemens found his feet and got away back into the match. In fact, took control of it, but Wade wins the last couple of legs to book his place into the final this afternoon, where he will meet Johnny Clayton. It is the two players who have picked up TV titles since the World Championship in 2021. The UK Open winner James Wade, the Masters winner Johnny Clayton, and it's coming up here on PDC TV in around 10 minutes time. Stage 2019, when Clayton averaged 111 in a 6-0 whitewash of the machine. Is it happening again?
138.
Does he look to start in that style?
I think it's fair to say that James Wade is very aware that Johnny Clayton is a
93.
huge thorn in his metallic side as a machine. He's like the short circuit that he doesn't want, and Clayton has started in the same sort of vein.
Yeah, remarkable start for Johnny Clayton, but it has been a remarkable run of form against James Wade. I mentioned that 111 average at the European Championship. The one that really mattered, of course, was
That tournament on the very same day of the year that I won mine. So when we had a text conversation the next day,
137.
he christened us the January Kings, and I got a little bit of a giggle from that. I shouldn't have said to Johnny that at least mine was right.
90.
I'm not sure he took it too well.
he's playing this final very, very well indeed. Double 8 will give him a break of throw.
34.
Can't find it, and now it's James Wade's turn to take out the 135, and he needs it.
Well, he's got a guide for the bull, but he hasn't got a shot at the bull.
70.
Clayton is getting lots of spots in this final. Plenty of opportunities to kill.
Game shot.
And he is the assassin in this one, halfway to victory.
Wade choosing 140 to leave a dodgy double. It could go if he hits the ball.
99.
Well, James, you left double 15. And that will look very inviting now.
Game shot.
Beautifully done. Back within 3 legs now.
But he might have to take this out if he's going to win this leg.
He was trying to do the Phil Taylor Premier League
98.
out. He hit a 138 on double 9 to beat Phil Taylor for the first time in the Premier League. Well, that is bull.
50.
Oh, that must have been close. Tops for Wade. It's an inch closer.
Game shot.
It is a break back for the Aldershot ace.
170. Might be key as well.
Well, it was a
100.
sweet set-up shot. Can he make it even sweeter?
Bish. No bash or bosh.
98.
Well, this would be a bish bash bosh shot from James Wade. Can't complete it. Clayton still
90.
has his fate in his hands, but it could have fallen out of them there, and it still could if he can't clean up this 72.
Got to stop the rot on doubles.
Game
There
shot.
it is. I think that's the biggest start of the match right there, and it just palms off James Wade. A bit like,
100.
but doesn't he understands how important that third dart was. He needed to be on the 2-darter. Clayton for treble 18 gets it
99.
and doesn't hit the bull again. Does, well, surely Wade, I was going to say 57 tops. Oh, the angst, the anger. He fancied that one when he got the 60, and he might be punished.
Well, you christened him the king of the 25.
Game shot.
And he wears that crown with pride, Johnny Clayton. Now one leg away from picking up yet another crown in PDC.
The last chance saloon doors.
100.
And Clayton, more often than not, is going to get 6 from here. This would be some way to finish the tournament.
$137.
Well, it's a very, very good setup shot. And James Wade is not going to produce any fireworks to stay in it. So now Johnny Clayton has the chance
122.
to win what would be a third title in 2021.
Game shot.
And
and
there
match.
it
Johnny
is.
Clayton.
Johnny Clayton collects his 7th PDC title, including that World Cup triumph, his 3rd, including that Masters triumph in 2021. And he gets it with a 5th successive victory over James Wade. A wonderful performance from Johnny Clayton, an 8-5 success over James Wade in the decider. Is there a better player in world darts right now? Well, we're going to hear how Johnny Clayton...
Johnny, the good people at home, they must be sick of the sight of you now. You keep on making finals. You've won another title as well.
Yeah, great stuff. Brilliant. I'm just smiling on my face and I'm a happy man.
Look, I've just caught what James said today. That is one of the greatest finishers this sport has ever seen, and he's just said to you, your last 1 dart at double, your finishing's incredible.
Yeah, I take that, off James. He's, we all know what James does. He plays brilliant and he finishes brilliant. So for him, to comment on that with me, I'm a happy man. But I had to finish my last darts because James was there, waiting to pop out. So yeah.
I mean, you look at the stats there, you finished with 101.5 average, James on just short of 99. It was an incredible game of darts. It looked like you were coasting, and then were you getting a little bit worried because we've seen you in these Pro Tour events have some very close finals and probably lose a couple. You should have won at least one of those.
Yeah, do you know what I mean? It's like when you play this standard of darts, everybody knows if you watch it, if you play it, they're fantastic. And once you get that chance to go ahead, which I've done, I thought, right, John, just finish it off. But James is just coming back, and I was thinking, please, right, going from, right, let's finish, to hold your own throw, and I did. So yeah, happy man.
Was it getting nervy? Because obviously, I mean, I saw you leaving the Giganti booth after those 2 finals that started off the Pro Tour, where you're beaten by Joe Cullen, you got mate and Callan Ridds, and I know that really annoyed you. You bounced back and won that 4th one, and you've won another one here. But were there any nerves that it's happening again to me here?
Yeah, obviously. It's always, when you play this game, if things are just not going your way, nerves kick in. I don't care what anybody says, how good you are, the Phil Taylors, Michael Van Gerwens, we all get nerves, and when it comes down to that double, and if you start missing, and like James was hitting everything, yeah, I was getting nervous, all right.
Well, you still managed to perform, and you've taken out the UK Open champion there. You beat the Grand Slam champion José de Sousa along the way, as well as a whole bunch of other players. A great run from Jason Hevo, who's only just got on the tour, and I'll be honest, it was a 7-0 scoreline, but he was pushing you all the way through that game.
Yeah, that first leg. How many doubles there?
I think you missed 11, yeah.
I think Jason's on 41 and I was on 3 weeks and something like that. But do you know what I mean? No, hey, listen, that starts,
You have won this year, the Masters, 2 of these events, 2 more finals as well in the Pro Tour. You made 4 finals out of 7 Pro Tour events, Johnny. you the best player in the world right now?
Nah, don't talk daft. I enjoy finals. No, do you know what I mean? I try my best, and that's it, you know.
Yeah, but your best is better than everybody else's at the minute, isn't it?
Yeah, well, maybe, but, you know, I'm going to keep trying to get to finals, so yeah.
Now that you've got that winning feeling, I mean, I asked you after you won that first Pro Tour one, so well, what's changed? And you weren't really sure. Confidence was all you had. Is that all it is?
I think so, and consistency. Do you know what I mean? Obviously, when my averages, yeah, I had a low average earlier on, but, you know, my averages are quite high in the 90s and maybe in the hundreds, and my confidence is flying with that kind of average, you know. And like this morning, my daughter turned around and she said, Dad, Gabriel won it yesterday. You go win it today so we can have the World Cup finals back to back. And, you know, I just said, yeah, I'll try for you, you know, and it's worked. So, yeah, I'm a happy man.
It's happening an awful lot. He's trying to win and it's working. Yeah. Johnny, we've got one more tomorrow. I mean, you're basically making every other final in the Pro Tour so far. And you could win all manner of things this year, couldn't you? I mean, how many titles do you think realistically you could win this year the way you're going?
Listen, Dan, I just take everything day by day. You know, I always say, if it's your day, it's your day. If it's not, it's not. So, you know.
Yeah, but it keeps being your day.
Yeah, well, hopefully it keeps going.
Well, yeah, you're going to be in the Premier League for the first time as an actual member of the league. You're going in there in this kind of form, and with, you know, Michael van Gerwen's not here this week. He's not won a title this year. Gezi picked up his first one since the World Championship yesterday. Peter Wright hasn't even made a final of anything as yet. You're going in that with as much chance, if not a better chance, than anybody else of being top of the league after the first 9 nights, aren't you?
Yeah, maybe, but everyone has the same chance that I've got. So I'm going to just take it day by day. I'm going to try my best, you know. I'm going in there full of confidence, but it's going to be a tough cookie to crack, that one is, yeah.
It is, but it looks like the Ferret is up to it. PDC darts right now is a trouser leg, and this Ferret is racing straight up there to success. Congratulations, Johnny Clayton. Yet another title for him. We'll be back tomorrow for the final Players' Championship event of this little section of 4. It's an earlier start, though, so if you are watching, it's 12 o'clock noon. You remember that, Johnny?
I will do.
Yeah, he will remember that, because he doesn't want to do a Steve Brown and get timed out. That would scupper his chances of winning yet another. We'll see you then.
Cheers, Dan.